You're listening to the official Wrestling News Source podcast. For all of your information, go to WrestlingNewsSource.com or find us on Facebook by searching WrestlingNewsSource.com or WNS Podcast. You can also find us on YouTube, Twitter, Stitcher, and iTunes by searching Wrestling News Source Podcast or WNS Podcast. Now, being broadcast in over 30 different countries, here are your hosts, Daniel Herron, Tyler Hebert, and Doug.
That's right. What's up, everyone? I am Daniel Herron.
I'm Tyler Hebert.
I'm Doug.
And we welcome you to episode 153 of the official podcast for WrestlingNewsSource.com. For all of your information, go to WrestlingNewsSource.com. Check us out on Facebook, WrestlingNewsSource.com. You can find us on Facebook, WNS Podcast, on YouTube, WNS Video, and on iTunes, Wrestling News Source Podcast.
We are also on Twitter at WNS Podcast, and for the main site, WN Source.
You follow Tyler on Twitter, Tyler_Hebert. Daniel's at WNS_Daniel. We're also on Stitcher. Go do all this.
Find us on there and do all those things and have a good time and getting ready for TLC. I know we're all pumped. We're going to be heading out there this weekend, going hopefully to see a good show. You guys ready?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How you guys?
Fun.
How you guys doing? Hanging in there?
Yeah.
Cool.
Hopefully the sugar rush will last a while.
Certainly hope so. So welcome to the show. Got a lot to dive into. Going to talk about Raw, the Slammys, give you our TLC predictions. Got some Total Divas to talk about. A little bit of Hot Topics Q&A. So diving right on in. Kick off with Raw.
Business today, huh?
All business. I don't know. Was there anything you wanted to touch on?
I was just like, I don't know. It just felt weird.
Oh, yeah.
It's all good. It's all good.
Okay. All right. Cool. But yeah, it's they didn't call it Raw. They called it the Slammys. They had an intro for it and everything. Welcome to the 2013 or 2012, depending on what time of the screen you saw. So welcome to the Slammys. Kick things off. Daniel Bryan going up against Fandango. A lot of these matches during Raw were pretty short, which, you know, I guess, you know, they want to try and progress some storylines, give out the awards, plug the app, you know, make the sell for the pay-per-view.
Well, they did differently. How I remember, didn't they already had the vote? Like in the past, they already had the vote for like the categories, and they would come out and already announce it.
Yeah.
Which this episode they would announce, or they would say who's in the category, and give it a little time. That wasn't that enough time to vote. That was weird.
Well, the voting had begun
Before.
Yeah, like the night before, I believe. So you know. So people had time. It was just they were saying, "Oh, well, here's your last chance to vote," and blah 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 blah. Which the amazing thing to me is they started off the show by saying, you know, if you haven't yet, download the WWE app. Over 9 million people have downloaded it so far, and the total amount of votes I think they said was like 1.6 million. Like that's total. That's all of the categories with votes. So. You know,
I know we make fun of it, but since I got my new phone, I need to re-download it.
You have fun with that.
So I watched the
You got a
clips
new phone?
Well, no, after my last phone messed up, and they sent me.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
But you know, just to watch clips and stuff.
And what kind of phone is that's broken down again?
Galaxy.
Okay.
I got hacked into.
Oh, that's never fun.
You know, I stupidly dropped my iPhone and shattered the screen, and that motherfucker's still hanging in there.
Yeah. So
Tough phone.
Tough phones indeed. So we kick off Raw with Daniel Bryan going up against Fandango. Like we said, it's a pretty short matchup. Daniel Bryan ends up getting the victory, much to the delight of the crowd. You know, they're in Seattle, home state for Daniel Bryan, so of course he gets, you know, the hugest ovations of the night. What did you guys think about the matchup? Like I said, it was kind of short, so you can't really, and not to mention they had a commercial break into it, so we probably missed, you know, a good portion of it.
Unless you go to the app and you can see the stuff between during the commercial if you download the app.
I'll just
Daniel.
sit through your commercials. That's fine.
Yeah, it was short, like you said. Really not that much to go on.
Okay. How about you, Doug?
I liked it a lot. It was a Bryan showcase match, and that's all it needed to be. And the crowd was great, and
that's kind of
was fun.
That's kind of a fresh, even though it was short, kind of a fresh thing, because I don't know if they probably have, but
now I know
versus each other.
I know we've had our discussions in the past about, crowd participation, what's stepping the lines, what's having a good time, as opposed to, well, now you're just trying to make the show about you. What did you think about this crowd?
I thought it was for the most part, I thought they were like right on. I think they were like what I like. There were times where I could pick out some diffractors, like they were kind of doing their own thing, but they were never overpowered like the rest of the crowd. And thought for by and large, the crowd was excited, enthusiastic to be there. They were happy to be at a wrestling show. They were happy with who they were given, and I think they had a lot of fun with
Yeah,
that's just awesome though, because most crowds these days, or a lot, not most, but do whatever they want.
Yeah, and like Doug said, there were a couple of chants that weren't really relevant. Like they were trying to make a Seattle Seahawks football reference, saying MVP to the Russell Wilson. So there were some people who might not get that reference, so they're like, what are they even chanting? So but those quickly died out. Lots of yes chants. Like you said, I felt like they were having a lot of fun. I wasn't annoyed by this crowd.
No, I felt like this is a crowd I would have loved to have been a part of, and not just. And I honestly, I don't think that's my bias as a Daniel Bryan fan. I just felt like they had good energy, like kind of like positive energy that I'd want to be a part of, and we don't care to be here, or we care to talk about anything else but what's happening right now.
So, but yeah, all in all, I thought it was a very good crowd, very enjoyable. The first award that they handed out on Raw was the LOL Moment of the Year, and the winner ended up being The Rock doing his rock concert on Vicky Guerrero, which to me I found was astounding that they didn't even have the anger management segments between Daniel Bryan and Kane even nominated in this category. Which Daniel Bryan ended up winning quite a few categories, so you don't want to make it like a sweep in a sense, but I really felt that should have at least been nominated. What did you guys think?
Yeah, I certainly can't think of any other comedy throughout the year that I appreciated as much as the Team Hell No stuff. Certainly thought that was the tops of the comedy department. I don't know. I guess I'll just kind of want to, go into my feelings about the Slammys and voting in general, because I know the popular opinion, or maybe not popular, that's probably a poor choice of words, but as someone who's, following wrestling on the internet, I hate to say internet wrestling community because it sounds so dumb, but as someone who's following wrestling on the internet, it feels like the opinion you see a lot of is people hating the Slammys, people hating that the idea of I guess them having votes and things like that, asking people to vote on the app and stuff like that, and people I don't know, having, I guess the opinion is that all the votes are fixed and they didn't the people didn't actually vote, or they weren't actually accounted for. And I'll say that do I think it's a possibility that the votes are worked? Absolutely, I think it's a possibility. But there's another part of me who can just as easily see that the people who follow wrestling on the internet are actually a vocal minority who just bitch and moan and piss the loudest.
Yeah. And
I think it's actually possible that there are a larger percentage of wrestling fans in general, probably maybe just the Bellas more than they like AJ. I don't know. I could see a case either way. I don't work for the WWE, and I also don't have any inside information. So all I read is the same rumors that you read, and all I can react to is what I see. And honestly, I think it could go either way. I don't know. I think it's a good possibility that it's worked, and I think it's a good possibility that it's just your opinion isn't as popular as you think your opinion is. I think it's perfectly easier either way. I don't know. For instance, and I don't have a problem with the votes being worked if it is.
Well, there were talks that this year that it was not, that it was 100% legit.
Well, yeah, but I see people and they're like, well, this should have won, or this is bullshit, that whatever. And I was like, well, that's great. I don't care. I don't like. I watch The Walking Dead, and like every week on Talking Dead, which is a show they run after, they always do some internet vote, and like I never hear people like Walking Dead fans like bitch about like what like got voted on the fucking the fucking app when they ask people to hashtag like what their vote is. No one ever like bitches or pisses and moans about that because nobody knows if it's worked or not. You know, like and even if it was, like, how does it alter like your enjoyment of the show? Like I'm fine even if it was worked, I'm fine with it as long as they like, you know, they tried to do some storyline stuff with it. That's fine with me. I mean, now your interpretation of like if they did a good job working it for storyline purposes may vary, but I don't have a problem. I guess my larger point is like people who like are really concerned with the legitimacy, like maybe pro wrestling fandom isn't like your best hobby, because if you're concerned with legitimacy, like pro wrestling is like predetermined. So like, why would you have such a problem with like one portion of the show being predetermined and another portion with like not being determined? I mean, it's the same thing essentially.
Yeah,
it's for your entertainment, and like if they use it for storyline, then they use it for storyline. Like, what's the difference between that and them deciding who's going to be the champ? That guy didn't really win that belt, you know what I mean? So I don't see the fuss about it. I don't know. I think it's I don't know. I think it's kind of weird. And in a lot of ways, I think that it's maybe like that kind of shit is like the closest thing that we have like to a kayfabe now. Is like they've let it go. They've said it's predetermined. They don't even try to fool you. They've said as much as said, hey, we're just entertainment. Like just enjoy the show. So I think like in a weird way, like the closest thing they have to kayfabe left is like people like wondering if they're working like poll results, or like when they hear rumors about like heat between guys. Like that's the closest thing they have to kayfabe left. So like when people are like bitching and pissing and moaning about like Triple H like holding down guys or them not putting the right guy over, that's probably like, you know, Vince like is probably sitting in the back with a big ass like hearty Vince laugh being like, ha, 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 you fucking marks. Like that's the closest thing. That's the closest thing they have left, right? I mean, like, because they
this will piss them off,
right? I mean, like, who's to say? Like, I mean, I don't know, but I mean, like, who's to say? That's the closest thing they have left. So I don't know, like, how does it alter your enjoyment? Sure, it'd be great if. Sure, did I think Mark Henry like deserved to win? Like, what is the category?
Double cross of the year.
Sure, that was obviously the high point of that category. But like, it didn't like, you know, like tear my soul out that he didn't win. Like he's gonna, like, you know, it's like it's whatevs. You know,
how dare they? I'm never watching WWE again.
And even if you're like, even if you're like kind of
people are really like that.
Well, they are really like that. And like the crazy thing about it is like you look in like how many like categories that Daniel Bryan won, like everything he was involved in.
Best beard.
He won like even the categories that like only like halfway involved him for like getting crossed over. He still won. He was still a part of, and he was like multiple nominees in some categories. It's like, you know, like the guy you wanted to win everything fucking won everything. You're like, I don't know, man. It's just weird.
It's just crazy. But yeah, the Rock concert ended up winning. It was just, I don't know. Like I said, I understand they don't want to make it seem like it's a clean sweep for Daniel Bryan, but you know, I felt like those moments were far beyond the Rock concert. Which, by the way, we were at that Rock concert live. So
what shit we were.
To be completely honest, like I wasn't in the only categories that I was even invested in was like all the ones that Bryan won, and the only one that Bryan didn't win that I was remotely invested in was the Mark Henry one. I don't care who won the rest of them. I don't care if they worked them all. Like, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. So, anyways, that takes us into the next matchup. Damian Sandow going up against Santino Marella. Big E Langston on commentary. Just another quick matchup to help, you know, get people ready for TLC. Damian Sandow ends up picking up the victory.
You know, I don't know how to feel about Big E Langston like talk. I like how he talks though, but I know this may sound weird. I don't know. Does he sound like a good like promo to you? But I don't know. I just enjoy the way he talks though. How he talks. So it sounds different. Like I don't know how.
I mean, he can carry himself on the mic, no problem. I don't know. I guess because I haven't seen any of his work in NXT, so I don't really know what he's capable of doing. I can only go based on what I've seen. I'd like to see more of him on the mic and sort of develop his character a little bit more. But yeah, I mean, I think he's doing an okay job.
I mean, I think he's certainly articulate enough.
Mhm.
I don't think we've seen like, not that we've had a reason to, but we haven't seen like any range of like emotion from
Yeah.
him or anything like that. So I mean, he hasn't really been put in a spot where he needs to sell you with a promo yet. You know.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, so maybe we'll get to see more from Big E as the weeks roll on. But like we mentioned earlier, the next award, Double Cross of the Year, HBK ended up winning that one. We got another short matchup between Miz and Kofi. I'm kind of glad that they're continuing this feud a little bit. Like I know, the matches aren't that great, but at least it's something, and that we're having some longevity a little bit.
I'll disagree. I mean, I thought the match was like pretty good actually, especially not being very high on these guys. I feel like I have to like preface like saying the match was good with like I don't like these guys, but the match was good. Like the match was just good. Like there's no reason for me to say that.
Yeah.
The finish came out of nowhere, and that kind of detracted from the match a little bit. But for by and large, the match was fine.
Okay, got to see more of an aggressive side of Kofi Kingston that haven't seen in a while.
I'll say like one thing. Like I thought this entire show was a fucking like a whole lot of fun. There was not one thing on this whole show that I actively disliked. I thought everything was fun. All the matches, including the guys who I'm not extremely high on, I thought had great matches. Good. I mean, I struggle with saying great sometimes, but I mean, everyone had good matches. I thought all the segments were fun at least, and honestly, I thought it was like one of the better Raws in a long time.
Mm-hmm. The only issue that I have with and this is just me personally, and it's been long standing, is the frequent app mentions, which I know they're using the app in order to get the votes counted. Like that's the only place you can go to vote. It's the only place you'll get to go. But to start the show by saying, "Hey, let's teach you how to download an app." Like seriously, if it's 2013, smartphones have been around for a while. If you don't know how to download an app by now, really?
It certainly is a bit excessive. Well, it's more than a bit excessive for sure, but and certainly it seems to us like, oh, okay, this is kids stuff, like anyone can do this. But in their defense, which I don't always like to come to their defense, but in their defense, you've been in live pro wrestling crowds. You know what kind of fucking people are out there.
Yeah, that's true too.
So some of this stuff is definitely over some of these people's heads.
How do I use a smartphone?
Come on, man. How many pro wrestling crowds have you been in? And think about like in their defense.
Yeah. Sometimes I forget like that. I don't want to say that we're smarter than some people because you never want to say, "Oh, I'm."
And we're not talking about like smart marketism.
No.
We're talking about like average intelligence,
common sense, intelligence.
Oh my gosh.
Pronunciation, just having all our teeth. It's just. There's just some people out there not too bright. So maybe with the benefit of a doubt, I don't know.
It is excessive for sure, but come on, man, you've been in some pro wrestling crowds. You can't give those people too much credit.
I've been in some pretty bad crowds, so yeah. But yeah, Miz ends up defeating Kofi, and Kofi decided to attack after the matchup. So it looks like this feud is going to continue. Who knows? Maybe they'll have a matchup at TLC. They'll throw them together in like a chairs match or something. Because
as much as I guess Miz kind of got on her nerves for a while. He turned face. It's good for him. I assumed that he would want to turn back heel or whatever.
Yeah.
And even this little small thing is, I think it's good. Even though that the stuff happening between him and Kofi. I'm not super high on it, but
it's something. It's something for both of them. And it kind of leads you to question like where are they going to go with these two? Like, what's really going on? So we'll have to see where they go from there. The next Slammy award they handed out was Diva of the Year, and it turned out the Bella Twins ended up winning, and the crowd didn't seem to be too pleased with that.
They handled themselves pretty well with it.
Yeah,
they had
really.
fun with it.
Come on, guys. Yeah,
even WWE kind of cut them off or whatever.
They're like, look, the crowd's definitely not into it. Just cue the music.
Wrap it up.
Just get them out of here. Yeah. So I don't know. It's just whatever. So Bella's end up winning that. Next up, we got to see an 8-man tag match. between Rey Mysterio, Cody Rhodes, Goldust, Big Show, going up against Real Americans and the new team, Ryback and Curtis Axel. Just, God. Really? I mean, Ryback. This is where they're going. They're going with this.
Ryback. To me,
Ryback.
That's a name. That's a name, all right.
If I hear the name, that kind of sounds like a tag team move they would do together called the Ryback. I don't know. That's what it sounds like to me.
Oh my
I
God.
was thinking like rare, like recently discovered, like species of dinosaur that hasn't, like, just come to light or something. I don't know.
On the news. Oh, they discovered Ryback bones.
Rybaxodactyl or something.
So, anyways, it's weird. That's so weird.
Vinny didn't win a Slammy because we slacked our asses off.
Yeah, no hashtags. Sorry, but we'll get him next year, though, because they have been renewed for a second season. So that's going to carry into 2014, so you'll be good to go. But Rey Mysterio, Cody Rhodes, Goldust, Big Show going up against Real Americans and Ryback. I definitely thought this was a fun, entertaining matchup. Definitely got the crowd excited. What did you guys think of it?
I thought it was entertaining for me just to watch them all. And blank what I was about to say. I'm not thinking tonight.
You're blanking out?
Yeah.
You're going to do the song now? You always want to do a song, the song?
Oh.
We were just talking about it. How about you, Doug? What did you think about this matchup?
I liked all the matches. I thought everything was good. I mean, I didn't have any complaints.
Okay. So, Rey Mysterio, Cody Rhodes, Goldust, Big Show end up getting the victory. No Cesaro swing this time, but who knows? Maybe next time. Next up, we got to see the Superstar of the Year, in which Daniel Bryan ended up getting the victory, much to the delight of the crowd. Much deserved. This was definitely his year. Hopefully, he can keep it going in 2014, keep it strong. Which takes us into the next matchup. Sin Cara going up against Alberto Del Rio. And by Sin Cara, I mean Unico. Un Cara.
Sin Cara or Mystico's done.
Yeah. I mean,
He's still under contract.
Yeah.
Until come back. What happened? How Mystico had to get a tattoo.
Laser tattoo removal. Emergency. Had to do it. So, yeah. But I felt the match was fine. I still don't like the lights. I wish they would take those away and just use regular lighting.
I don't mind. Like they're trying to differentiate everyone, and they do. Like mostly, I don't mind. It doesn't bother me.
I think oh, good.
No, you're good.
I think it's I wish it was Mystico, but I think it's awesome how like Unico is getting the win.
Yeah.
Over like what 2 Raws in a row, but
yeah.
I wish I was Mystico, but you know what I mean.
The character Sin Cara gets the victory.
Character Sin Cara, but I can't think of it as just Sin Cara.
Yeah,
that's just me though.
It's just in my head. You never will. It's like it doesn't matter. Like anytime there's like a trilogy movie or something like that, and they have to replace one of the main characters, you're like no,
nothing against Unico. It's just I can't think of him as these.
You can't have Mystico come back and be without the tattoo and all that. It's just weird. So, and one thing I thought was funny that the camera picked up whenever Sin Cara got on the top turnbuckle, and he's like, "Yeah, come on!" And I'm like, Mystico can't speak English, so, but whatever. Just a small little thing that happened to overhear. But during the matchup, Alberto Del Rio ended up suffering a concussion. So I don't know. It could be a blessing in disguise. It could be bad for him because to have him go out and lose the World Heavyweight Championship, be completely out of the title picture, and now to lose twice in a row to Sin Cara, maybe he could take a couple weeks off and come back strong. I don't know.
I mean, I think the idea is to like push up some baby faces.
Yeah.
Honestly, because they don't have a lot of I don't know. They don't really have a lot of main event guys in general, but
yeah.
I don't know. I think the idea is to elevate Sin Cara. not into. I'm still not into the like nothing is Hunico. It's just like if I want to watch a lucha guy, I want to watch a fucking lucha guy. Like I prefer Mystico's style. I know people have their gripes, but I'd rather see Mystico. And if not, like I'd just rather just soon see someone else because I think they have an infinite number of guys that are better than Hunico that I'd take over him. He's perfectly fine, but if you're going to elevate, I think there are other guys I prefer if you're not going to use Mystico himself.
Okay. Next up, we got to see the Fan Participation Award, which the Daniel Bryan Yes Chance ended up winning. So good stuff for Daniel Bryan again. Next up, we got to see Brodus Clay going up against Xavier Woods. Very short matchup. Clay ended up just squashing Woods. Does this help or hurt Xavier Woods?
Well, I think it's indifferent. I mean, I don't think it. I mean, he wasn't on some like push where he's like been defined as of a certain status yet. I mean,
he came in, got a victory. Came in, got a victory. Came in, got a victory. And then Brodus sort of went on his rampage to him. Got a victory over Brodus, and now Brodus gets his revenge.
To me, not only does he not feel like, I just flat out don't think he is one of those guys who you protect like by not jobbing. Like he's not one of those guys that needs that protection.
Yeah. But after the match, Brodus Clay decided that he wasn't done with Xavier Woods, started dropping some elbows on him, and Tensai had to push him away, and R-Truth had to get involved as well, saying, get away from there. What are you doing?
Brodus is just a little bit frustrated.
He's a prime time. What was it? What do you say? Prime time player? No,
it was like main event something.
Yeah, something along those lines.
Main event mafia.
No, not main event mafia. But yeah, so Brodus ends up getting the victory. Stephanie McMahon wins Insult of the Year. Short and sweet. Whatever. Next up, we got to see CM Punk going up against Dean Ambrose with the Shield ringside. I felt the match was pretty good. They definitely started showing cracks in the Shield. They hinted at it a few weeks ago, and every once in a while they'd kind of do a little teaser tidbit. Oh, did you catch that eye glance? Oh, here we go.
They did that earlier in the show when they presented that award.
Yeah, especially with Ambrose cutting off Reigns. They're definitely starting to show their cracks now. And I feel like this is going to be something that's going to play into TLC. But as far as the matchup, I thought it was pretty good. How about you, Tyler?
Yeah, I liked it. I enjoyed it.
Okay. How about you, Doug?
It was good.
Yeah? Okay, so Punk ends up defeating Ambrose after Rollins and Reigns decided to head out. But after the matchup, Shield attacked CM Punk. So Punk then won the Extreme Moment of the Year for hitting Paul Heyman at Hell in a Cell. I don't really feel like there were too many extreme moments, but whatevs. Next up, we got to see Luke Harper and Eric Rowan going up against the Usos. Another pretty quick matchup, giving Harper and Rowan the win. Anything really to add to it? No? Just a quick matchup? Okay. The match of the year going to John Cena and The Rock for WrestleMania. Just I don't know. I didn't feel like, I saw a comment that said this wasn't even John Cena's best match of the year. It's another one that could have easily gone to Daniel Bryan versus John Cena. But that one wasn't even nominated, so who knows? But it is what it is.
Yeah, but I think it's a way of like giving shine to guys. Like, again, like I don't have a problem with them picking whatever to win. I don't feel like it's a legitimate thing. So like I don't feel like I like slighted because it didn't go like I'm not invested in like it's not like a I don't know what I'm trying to say. I just know like it's not legitimate. Like so like I don't feel slighted by them picking whatever they pick.
Right. So that leads us into the final promo moment for Raw. We got to see John Cena and Randy Orton face to face with Triple H and several of the past champions, including Great Khali and
everybody under contract.
Yeah, so everyone who's currently there. It was kind of interesting to see all of those former champions, because you're like, man, they did, that guy won. Yeah, dude, I remember when he was champ. Khali's in there. But the crowd didn't care about any of those people. They cared about Daniel Bryan. Definitely, making their presence known, chanting Daniel Bryan, chanting yes, going absolute berserk. Drowning out Triple H, trying to get the crowd to calm down. Shawn Michaels was trying to do it as well.
And Bryan seemed like so genuinely surprised.
Yeah, he was just like, you guys.
You can't help but like that motherfucker, because you can just tell he's like a genuine dude. He was like genuinely like, oh my god, you guys like.
I saw an interview with him. I think it was like last year or so, where he's like, I don't want to be a celebrity. I don't want to be that that guy who seeks out fame, but like to see his reaction to the crowd, chanting yes, chanting Daniel Bryan, it's just one of those genuine moments where he's just like, I'm not even doing anything. I can't. He's like, what? Wow, it's just one of those.
Can't help it. People want what they want.
Yeah, so it was really cool to see. I'm glad that the crowd made their presence known, and they didn't take it over the edge. They did chant boring to Randy Orton because, well, he's boring. But, Orton tried to step his game up a little bit, but I felt like it felt a little flat. But Cena, good Lord, great stuff on the mic. Excellent promo. The way he delivered it, even, pandering to the crowd a little bit by bringing Daniel Bryan into it. Loved the fact that he was the only one. I'm the only one who gave him a legitimate shot. I'm the only one who gave him a chance.
Yeah, I like that.
Everyone else, y'all screwed him over. And, excellent moment by saying, hey, man, if I win on Sunday, you're going to be front of the line. So it's the little things that he did that just made me really like this mic work that he did. Just really good stuff. What did you guys think?
I'm going to disagree. I think Triple H clearly was like trying to weather the storm. He was clearly like the guy who was like, okay, I'm acting as if like I'm controlling this crowd, but I'm really just being quiet and hoping that they will like tire themselves out. And and I'm trying to think of what I'm going to say. And Cena pulled a genius move in that he was like, okay, well all they give a fuck about right now is like Daniel Bryan, so I'm going to give him Daniel Bryan. But even though that was genius, it was like I felt like he was like it was the cheapest way he could have gone about it, which is fine. Like,
yeah, like I said, he was pandering to the crowd a little bit. Hey, look who I'm standing next to.
Right, but
that's your boy.
Right, but like, I was like most impressed by Orton, like how he I think he showed great poise and like he didn't like. A lot of guys try to control the crowd by like when they begin and stop speaking to like try and like cut off a chant or like give him a part, but he just like cut his promo in his pace, and like I thought he showed like a lot of poise, and I think he showed like he wasn't even trying to control them. He just didn't let them rally. He just did exactly what he was gonna do anyway.
Yeah,
and I don't know. I was pretty impressed by that. I think it's a great promo from Cena. I'm just saying like as far as like environment that you can be rattled by, I was most impressed by Orton's like poise in that situation. Okay. And I'm not an Orton guy.
Yeah. How about you, Tyler?
I don't know. With Orton, I don't know. I just get annoyed with him and all that stuff. I kind of agree with Daniel. I guess I just didn't really like pay attention to him. Every time like I see him, I was like, yeah, it's Orton. I know it sounds bad, but I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, but it ended up having a brawl ensue after Orton shook the hand of John Cena. Then they brawled, and CM Punk tried to break it up, but Triple H threw him back, and then CM Punk attacked Triple H, and Shawn Michaels delivered a super kick to CM Punk, and then Daniel Bryan hit the running knee, to HBK. And then Orton tried to go and deliver an RKO to Daniel Bryan, and Daniel Bryan pushed Orton into Stephanie McMahon, and then she goes down, and everyone's like, what's going on? And then Cena and Kane and Triple H try and helping her up, but Triple H delivers a pedigree to Randy Orton. It was absolute chaos. What's going on? I like the way it broke down.
Nobody bumps into my wife.
So, nobody bumps ugly with my wife except me. Anyways, what did you guys think about the breakdown, the ending of Raw, the go-home show for TLC?
I thought it was fun.
Yeah.
Like I said, there wasn't anything on this entire show that I was down on. I liked all the matches, even the matches that I wasn't necessarily like predisposed to liking the participants in, and I didn't have a problem with any of the award stuff. I thought they developed the storylines they needed to develop in spite of the award show, and yeah, I thought it was a really fun show. Actually, I had a lot of fun watching it.
Cool. How about you, Tyler?
Yeah, I enjoyed the matches and all that stuff. It didn't really, the app stuff didn't really bother me. I'm used to it by now, so I kind of ignore it. But yeah, I'm looking forward to TLC.
All right. Well, speaking of TLC, it's going to be taking place this Sunday on pay-per-view. We will be fortunate enough to actually be in attendance, so that'll be nice and fun. Hopefully we'll get a good crowd and not an annoying.
Now,
group of
Houston,
people.
please be like
Seattle.
Yeah, come on, guys.
That'd be nice.
Don't be the fucking lame asses you were last time.
Yeah. Hopefully those guys won't be there.
Yeah.
Those guys.
Well, if they are, we'll just get
those guys that
security and
sat by us last time.
Yeah. So this is actually going to be a pretty big year for us. We've gotten to go to Monday Night Raw. We've gotten to go to a house show. Got to go to TLC. Yeah, we were at the 20th anniversary. We get to be at TLC for the champion versus champion match. I got to go to Raw in Dallas. So it's a pretty big year for us. I'm pumped about it. I think this is a good way to send off. So we'll dive on into our TLC predictions. Doing the kickoff show, Dolph Ziggler versus Fandango. Who you guys gonna go with on this one?
Fandango.
Okay.
I'll take Ziggler. I don't know why. I just will.
I'm the same way. I don't know why Fandango.
I mean, do they have anything going like on Superstars or
no, they
like
just
what
threw
is
them together, as I understand, right?
They're just, hey, you two fight. Okay. I don't know. I'll go with Fandango. Why not? So Tyler will go ahead and kick off. Only 5 matches announced so far. There's still SmackDown to go, and sometimes they'll have impromptu matches. So keep in mind this is, before SmackDown spoilers come out.
Yes. Big E Langston versus Damian Sandow.
All right, Big E versus Damian for the Intercontinental Championship. The uncrowned heavyweight champion now hoping to be the uncrowned Intercontinental Champion, hoping to become the Intercontinental Champion. So who are you going to go with?
I'll go with Big E. I think, he just got the title, and, this is his time to shine right now. And I don't know what they're doing with Sandow, but
it's not good.
Big E Langston.
Okay. How about you, Doug?
I'm going to say Sandow.
Sandow to win. Interesting. All right. I'm going to go with Big E Langston to retain as well. I feel like, his Intercontinental Championship reign could last a little bit longer. So who knows? We'll have to see. Doug, would you like to pick the next one?
Sure. Let's go with Punk versus The Shield.
All right. CM Punk versus The Shield 3-on-1 handicap match. So who are you going to go with on this one?
I'm going to take Punk because despite the handicap match, I think they've teased the dissension and we can't get along, and I think it will factor into the match.
Definitely agree with you. I feel like they've had their cracks. They're probably going to have like a promo before the pay-per-view. Oh, we stand united as one. You think we have a little hissy fit, and that's going to break us up. You're wrong, and something's going to happen. Someone's going to bump into someone, or someone's going to tag in whenever the other person was going to try and tag in, and they'll just go downhill from there. So I'm picking CM Punk to win as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick Punk. I feel like I was saying, the Shield's gonna crack and all that stuff.
The cracks are starting to show.
This needs to start, happening. I guess the splitting and all that stuff. They've had a good
over a year. Yeah,
over a year. So, yeah.
All right, so all three of us picking CM Punk to win that one. I'll dive into the Divas Championship match: AJ Lee versus Natalya. I'm kind of tossed up on this one because one, they haven't had much going with each other. They've had it off and on for the past few weeks, where Natalya will get the pin on AJ, or she'll beat Tamina. Whatever, however they're going to do it. I feel like if they're going to exchange the title, this would probably be the best time to do it. AJ Lee's had a pretty good run, but it's kind of like, where does she go from here? Because she's already beaten the Bellas and all that. So
Eve can come back and she can fight Eve.
I'd actually prefer to see that. I'd like to see Eve Torres return. She was looking good on Raw, so why not? But I don't know. I think I'm going to go with Natalya on this one.
Yeah, I can go with Natalya.
I'm gonna take AJ.
All right. So there you go. Tyler, you want to take the next one?
John Cena versus Randy Orton.
All right. John Cena versus Randy Orton.
You fucking dickbag. You looked right at me and did that.
Yeah, TLC match, champion versus champion. They're claiming we will have one guaranteed winner. There's only going to be one
allow
champion.
that. You don't just fucking allow it just because he picks all out.
That's what he picked.
That doesn't fucking matter.
That's the order.
He gave me the eye, say something.
Look, just because he gave you the stinky eye, doesn't mean he's giving you the stinky dick. All right, he's trying
your
to
wife the stinky dick.
So John Cena versus Randy Orton, TLC matchup, champion versus champion.
Order
Some are calling it unification. I don't know what they're gonna do. Tyler, who are you gonna pick on this one?
John Cena, because I want the plan to be how we talked about last week or maybe the week before, where Daniel Bryan wins Royal Rumble and goes on to WrestleMania and challenges John Cena.
Okay. How about you, Doug?
Cena.
I still no.
Look, I can see them making a case for Orton.
Both win or something.
Well, I can see them making a case for Orton getting the belt and then like Bryan getting his redemption at Orton because he's beat Cena clean.
Yeah.
But it feels like the bigger match to have another feel like they
to beat John Cena at the big,
Well, it felt like they had an actual feud plan for them, and they cut it short because of his injury. And then they went with this instead. And I think it makes sense to if Orton gets the belt and clearly Bryan's the next guy in line,
right?
But it makes sense for him to get his redemption and beat Orton for the belt. But for some reason, I just feel like they're gonna give it to Cena.
Yeah, and there's also a lot of talk that both Randy Orton and John Cena are going to come down with the title each. They'll grab it at the exact same time.
And there's no clear-cut winner.
Yeah.
See, I think that's bullshit.
We haven't had a clean victory for the main event since SummerSlam. So, could you really put it past them?
Nah, they got to send the fans more happy here. I mean, even if it's not, even if that means not, even that just means decisive winner.
I mean, if I have to pick one, I'm going to go with Cena. But I think that they're going to do that stupid little, they both grab the title at the same time, or, the lights go
They
up.
both grab the same title and it falls down and Orton loses and Cena picks up both of them and he wins.
They both, they both fall off the ladder. Lights go out. Lights come back on. There's Jericho holding both titles in the center of the ring. You guys have forgotten about me. Y'all haven't shown me in your highlight reels. Oh, here's our highlight reel of your own.
Well,
roll it, monkeys.
Why I would question you is how did that progress anything? They both have titles. Why go through the trouble of making this match and then be they're just going to end up with different titles
just to piss us off?
But I'm saying, what do they gain from doing that?
Nothing.
What does that progress? So, why would they do it? I'm saying even if you didn't agree with a progression of the storyline, at least you could see a progression you didn't agree with. But this isn't a progression of a storyline.
I feel regardless of the outcome, it's not going to be, I feel like there's going to be some involvement of outside involved in this matchup. Like Triple H and Stephanie come out, and Orton gets distracted, and Cena takes advantage of it and ends up getting the victory, leading Orton to further question: has Cena teamed with Triple H and Stephanie McMahon? Have they cast me aside? I mean, I don't know.
Well, I mean, I can see like shenanigans. I'm just saying that like there has to be a decisive winner.
Yeah. I don't know. I'll go with Cena, I guess. If I have to pick. But just let it be known that I am open to the suggestion of both people walking away as champion.
No, you got to make a definitive call. You can't be like, well, you can't do that like,
well, if I'm being forced to pick a winner, winner, I'm picking winners.
You're being asked to pick an outcome. You can pick that outcome, but then that's your outcome. And if there's an actual winner, you don't get to be like, well, I said if there was an actual winner.
I talked to Lee about this, and I'm gonna
give a fuck.
I'm thinking about making a sign.
Who's Lee?
Thinking about making a sign that says if both win, we riot.
Is that your imaginary friend?
Oh, Lee from WNS.
Oh,
God. Crazy kids. All right. Anyways,
Lee said.
Lee don't run shit on the show. We're telling you have to fucking pick a fucking.
We have wars on Twitter. We go back and forth.
That's great. This is
great.
This show.
This is real
you have
life.
to pick a winner. You don't get
WNS
to. You don't get to fucking pick like multiple. You don't get to cover all your bases.
Well, I already told you, Cena.
Okay, that's your pick then. You can't be like later on. You can't be like, well, I said that I was open to the possibility of.
Well, fine then. I pick both people to win.
Okay, then that's your call.
That's
so
my
if someone
call.
actually wins, then you don't claim. Well, I said if there was a winner, I got Cena. No, you fucking did. That shit drives me crazy. You fucking drive me crazy. You fucking drive me crazy.
See, Tyler, you pick both people to win.
Pick a
and so
fucking
that way,
call.
if one person wins, you still win.
I'll pick Cena.
Yeah, no, you pick both.
I'll pick Cena.
Pick both of them.
Fuck Orton. Cena.
All right. So, anyways, that takes us into the final matchup: Daniel Bryan versus the Wyatt family, 3-on-1.
This is gonna be the main event.
Yeah. Okay. So, who are you guys gonna go with on this?
Taking the Wyatts.
Wyatts. How about you, Tyler? I'm picking Wyatts as well.
Yeah. Wyatt.
I don't want it to happen, but
Yeah, Brian's Teflon. He's fucking bulletproof at this point.
yeah, he came in like a wrecking ball. Wrecking ball. So there you go. Let us know what you think of TLC, your predictions, and all that. Time to go into this fun little thing.
And now, Total Divas with Doug and Tyler. Mostly Doug.
No wonder people call you fat on Twitter.
Shut up! I have to say, I feel like a real diva.
You are a grown-ass woman.
Total Divas time. What's up?
Didn't even point to you.
Yeah. Hey, Daniel, did you watch it this week?
Nope.
Why not?
Because it's y'all segment.
Did your girlfriend watch it?
I don't know. Probably not. We ended up watching football all weekend. It was awesome. It was.
It was awesome.
What hand motion did you do? Okay.
I protested the rest of the show under annoyance.
All right. Well, Total Divas, starring Tyler. Don't call me a bear. Take it away, Doug.
Whoa. Who's calling me Doug?
Doug.
Okay, I will pick a story. The one with Natalya and TJ. How did it start? They're in their living room and they're talking and all that stuff. They give the history of whenever TJ was out on his injury, like what was it, 9 months? He was with Natalya, wasn't there like a lot of times, so I think the cat got him through all that stuff. But they're playing with the cat and all that stuff, and then later on, then I don't know where Natalya was, but TJ called and said something was wrong with the cat, and he collapsed. So she hurried and got home. They got the cat and brought it to the vet. And I don't know how long they kept the cat, but she was at one of the shows or whatever and saying that the cat had a heart attack. Was it a heart attack? Stroke.
His name's Gizmo.
Gizmo. Yeah, I forgot the name. Gizzy.
She was driving when she found the news.
Huh?
She was driving. I don't know where she was. You're
Yeah.
saying you didn't know where she
But
was.
I think they said that was the right side or some side of the cat was like paralyzed. It move.
He had a history of problems before this. Trip.
Yeah, that what was it, liver?
Something like that.
But they decided to put the cat down, and that was sad. But
Cat's fucking ugly though. I'm not gonna lie. I
well-
feel bad, but the cat's fucking ugly. Then he got her a new cat. It's the same fucking.
yeah,
ugly.
it's the same cat,
Same
the same type
fucking
of cat, and the cat didn't like the
R.I.P. Gizmo. I'm not hating, brother.
Yeah. But you know, it's sad to lose a pet. You know,
Yeah,
you
for
get
sure.
attached to a pet, but
Even ugly people love pets, even the ugly ones.
yeah, I would rather that than one of those. Was it they call it skinless or no furless? That is just you see a skin with no fur on it. Those type of cats.
Oh no, I think those are even better than the one they had.
Really?
Yeah.
This one
that-
just had an ugly face.
Yeah, fuck that ugly face.
Oh my god. You
I
guys
mean,
are terrible.
not like
That's the type of cat the grumpy cat came from. I think.
no. It's like way more furrier than the grumpy
Oh.
cat.
But yeah.
Poor cat.
What's another storyline? So that was pretty much it.
John was being jealous.
John was being jealous because,
He has a history of jealousy.
yeah, Trinity was about to be put in a storyline, where there's a special lover. Someone was gonna,
Well, also she was like she got asked
Oh,
to guest in Jet magazine.
Jet magazine. I forgot about
And it's
that.
always like, I guess the beauty of the week is always like a bikini thing, and she like was like wanting to do like a kapow, like show my body bikini, and he was like, "Yo, why don't you be different and use a
One piece.
or whatever?" And she was like, "No, fuck that, showing my."
Goodies.
She has a big
Yeah.
butt.
That's a true statement.
Yeah. So I guess I don't know who the guy is, but producer someone called her. We've seen the guy before. But I don't know his name, but
It's
they called
whoever's
her-
under Jan on the creative thing.
Yeah, called her in and said, "Hey, we got a storyline for you. We want you to do this."
We don't know who, we don't know when. We just know that we want to do like a love interest thing with you, which
Was
is totes weird.
That was Tensai, huh? Was that the thing? Because that stuff was kind of filmed in the past.
Yeah, it's weird how they chop it up. I don't know.
I think that was Tensai, right? Or no?
I'm not sure.
As he was becoming sweet tea.
I think so.
It's certainly. I'm not sure. It's certainly weird because they don't give any of the details. They're just like, hey, we're just giving you just enough of a storyline to create a storyline for this episode of Little Divas, kind of a thing. So yeah. So basically, they're like, John was like, went and talked to them on his own and was like, fuck that, ain't happening.
Mhm.
And he's like, I'm not cool with that. And they call her and they're like, hey, you can't have your man coming here like talking a storyline bullshit for you. And she got pissed and she was like, yo, this is my career.
She talked
Why are
to
you
Brodus.
sabotaging me? Yeah, Brodus got her back.
Because like, hey man, that affects your storyline, and that the money that affects us, and like this, we can't have this. Just
Yeah.
tell your
I like
boyfriend
how-
it's affecting your
I like how
job.
Tons of Funk are like a fucking unit. They're always
Yeah.
like, Trini and Ariane are always like fucking like, they're like the tightest chicks in the show because they're like, seem like the most genuine friends. You know? Like the Bellas are sisters, obviously, but they seem like they really have each other's back. And then whenever they show Brodus, he's like, yeah, man, Tons of Funk motherfuckers fucking with all our money.
Yeah, that was funny. So and then she went to go talk to him, and what did she say? You can't be doing all this stuff, and it's like you're jealous, and you can't. There was something. She went to go talk to him in the back, and I think she left. I don't know, but then later on, she was about to leave after the show. She's like, "Oh, I'm leaving with someone else." And he's like, "Who you leaving with?" I ain't gonna tell you. You're gonna get jealous. He's like, "I ain't gonna tell you," but they made up, and yeah, they're all good. Yeah, until the next time.
Yep.
Uh,
I think the other one is like
Bella's.
Bella's fighting because Nikki's been off and Bree's been working. And she's like into like trying to make her like she feels like all the pressure because she's like carrying the Bella brand on herself. Nikki's not heard, and she's like, "Why the fuck are you always lounging around and shit and like getting massages and bullshit like that? And I'm out here like working. It's fucked up." And she's like, "What the fuck are you talking about? Because I know that my fucking like injury is serious. Do you know how stupid you sound right now?" And she was like, "Whatever, bitch."
What was they were backstage or whatever, and they were talking about like oh yeah, it's like me and John Cena. One of the Bells was like, "Oh wait, me and my boyfriend haven't had sex in a while or whatever. It's like been 2 weeks. It's like, when's the last time you had a penis in you?
I think they were just talking about like I don't think that was even this episode.
No, this was this episode. Oh,
He remembers the discussion about penis being inside someone.
I don't remember.
I watched it a few hours before I got here. So.
You're
That
fresher
was
than
really
me. I
nothing
watched-
part of the
I watched
storyline.
it Sunday night.
That was not like part of the storyline, but like
They're just like Brie was pissed because Nikki's been off and she's not like training. She's like ready for her to train to come back because she feels the pressure of carrying the brand for both of them. And Nikki's just like, I'm not ready to come back. I'm not ready to start training. This is a serious injury. It's my body. I know when I'm ready. So they're fighting over that basically. And I don't know. She was just like that was the building up to that like 4-way they had that one however many pay-per-views back that was where they had the 4-way for the title with all the divas, and she was just like they made up by basically Nikki like kissed her ass and told her she had a really good match, and she was like,
I guess at one of the pay-per-views, her sister was gonna come out and Ava was gonna come out. They had this all this
scrapped it because it was the 4-way, not the
Yeah. you know, yeah, that's about it. I think they make up at the end.
Nothing from Vinny?
No, nothing.
Well, they rotate. They do like a 3 like a 3 storyline episode.
Also, another thing I noticed is this episode that Natalya and Ava Marie were talking, and there was like nothing bad.
Like
with
they
them.
didn't hate each other.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Continuity.
JoJo was in the hallway. That was about it.
And JoJo's like never fucking on the show. Like, why the fuck is she even there? JoJo, do something, please. Jesus Christ.
Oh, next week's episode, Ava Marie goes to her house. You remember in like the first part of the season, like the first or second episode, where like the Ava Maria had a boyfriend and
he brought her donuts and an
yeah,
engagement
and
ring.
proposed. Oh, guess what? We're gonna follow up on that story, and they go to her parents and like, hey. They don't know that they're engaged, but like I would like to get your blessing. And then the brother's like, "Oh, you come here to ask that," and blah 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 blah. And then the dad gripes, and yeah, we'll see what happens next week.
Anything else?
That's
Fuck
all.
no.
That's all I
Okay.
remember.
All right. Well, there you go. Thanks, guys. Time to go into some hot topics for you this week, taking place Saturday out in Clear Lake, Houston, Texas. Booker T's Reality of Wrestling. Definitely want to make sure you go out there if you're in the area. Come say hi to us. Or go and support your local wrestling if there's a show going on. Yeah, they also, Booker T also got, or the Reality of Wrestling match got featured on Botchamania, the match between Rockstar Robbie and the Pride, the tables match the table that would never break.
I just saw like a Facebook post from Kelly Kevin that said like he just got out of a production meeting with Booker T and he said #big surprises. So maybe there are big surprises to come for that show.
All right. So,
Shoot, man.
so yeah, there are going to be some special guests. There's going to be Boogeyman, Stevie Ray, recently added. Shelton Benjamin is going to be there.
Those are all announced. So if there's a surprise
yeah.
that's on top of that.
That's going to be crazy. So, so definitely want to go and check out that. Now it's time to move into the Q&A portion of the show. Your questions, our answers. First question coming to us from Thomas. Drop it low, son.
Drop it low, son. Drop it low, son.
Saying, hey guys, with the collection of WWE and World Champions in the ring during the championship ascension on Raw, I would like to get your thoughts on an idea I had. Say the TLC match ends in some sort of controversy, and on Raw, Triple H makes the Royal Rumble match for the unified title. After the Rumble, a tournament is set consisting of a mix of former world champions and those yet to hold the gold. Winner of that tournament gets to face the champion at WrestleMania. Just an idea I had, and I wanted to see what you think.
No, sir, I don't like it.
Oh, yeah?
I was just like I like the Rumble being for the fucking main event of Mania. I'm a traditionalist in that sense. Like that's what I want the Rumble to be.
Okay. I could agree with that. I wouldn't mind seeing a tournament. I don't mind seeing those, but
Yeah, I don't mind seeing a tournament. I just don't.
you don't want to take away the Royal Rumble.
You don't take away the value of the Rumble by taking away what it's for, in my opinion.
Yeah. How about you, Tyler?
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, I thought that, this is kind of neat, but I agree with them. Don't
Like
take that away.
I hate whenever they do the fucking Money in the Bank and they have matches for the Money in the Bank. Like, just have that guy win Money in the Bank event. Like,
Yeah.
I don't fucking take away the value of the.
So there you go. Thanks for the question. Next question coming to us from Seth Rickson saying, I'm confused. Maybe the WNS podcast crew can help me with this. I'm really trying to
Anyone
enjoy.
can, we can.
I'm really trying to enjoy the WWE, but I have a big problem. This will sound silly, and I hope you guys don't make fun of me too much for this. I can't figure out how to download the WWE app. First, I entered the App Store if you have an iPhone or the Google Play if you have an Android.
Check.
Next, I went to the search bar and typed in WWE without the quotes.
Check.
Then I pressed enter/search. I went to the WWE app page and clicked install.
Check.
Installation only took a couple seconds.
Check.
Then I exited App Store or Google Play.
Check.
Then the installation was complete. I opened the newly installed WWE app, but I did not experience a whole new way of watching WWE. What did I do wrong? How and when will I experience the WWE in a whole new way?
Maybe when the network comes out.
I see what you did there, Seth Rickson.
Good one, sir.
A speechless dog on this one. Not sure how to respond.
No, I'm not speechless necessarily, but
Yeah.
it's just like shit that I've been over before. Like,
Okay. Yeah, just haha. Very funny stuff.
No, I mean, like, I'm not like insulted or like I don't feel like Seth's out of line. Like we have like, I think we have like a great like bust on each other relationship with Seth Rickson, and that's cool. And like, yeah, he's a funny dude. But
I think the biggest problem that you had was when you decided to download the app. If I could recommend, don't download the app.
Hey, well,
And
I
you can-
download. You may not get a new experience. I just want to watch some of the clips. That's all I download.
Don't download it at all. You can go online and find.
Have
these
you ever
clips.
downloaded it though?
For my iPod Touch a few years ago?
Did you experience the new?
No, it was terrible.
Okay.
It was a horrible experience.
Buffering.
Victor had something to say this week.
Did he? Did I miss that?
Who? Victor.
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 We'll get into that. We'll try and get that going. But next question coming to us from Alexander saying, hi, guys. Great work as always. Do you think the IC title will get a huge push if the WWE goes through with unifying the two main titles?
Well, I think by default it becomes more important.
Yeah. But you still have the United States Championship that's not really getting a whole lot of focus right now. I mean,
Maybe if they drop it, or if they get Ambrose to fight, or be in more matches, or maybe he drops it.
I mean, it's possible. You know, you always want to see more importance placed on the titles, or importance, I should say. So yeah, I mean, it's always a possibility. I think it's something that should happen, but yeah. How about you, Doug?
Yeah, I think it's by default. I think it becomes more important.
Okay. So yeah, so thanks for the question. Do we have one from Victor?
We have a couple, I guess, feedback stuff.
Okay.
We'll run through it really quick. Justin, our awkward.com homeboy, says, always happy to help out if you can because we are thebomb.com. And it's funny how many times we actually slipped that in that week. Good work, fellas. Keep up the good work, fellas. Thank you, Justin.
Thank you.
Victor, another great job. It's awesome to hear that Doug quit smoking. Hope you're doing good on that.
Oh, that's right.
Speaking on getting healthier, he says, are we keeping up with DDP yoga or... I should read them verbatim because I confuse myself when I'm trying to paraphrase.
Okay.
He said, I hope you guys are keeping up with the DDP yoga or something to keep strong. God knows I'm trying with little success, but some's better than none, and he'll try to support Vinny as well. Hashtag Vinny for Slammys.
No, we haven't been keeping up with our DDP yoga. I tried doing it for a while.
Track recently, and I haven't gone today, but I'm planning to do it tomorrow.
I quit smoking, but I'm just getting fat, yo. Like, I eat all the time now. So, maybe next year. I'm going to handle it one thing at a time.
There you go. One step at a time. Da, 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 da. So there you go. Thank you for the questions. We do
But you
appreciate
say
it.
strong.
Yes, definitely. Keep going.
Strong, sir.
So, yeah. Good stuff. So to submit your questions, head on over to our Facebook page, WNS
Albert Lawson,
Podcast.
he dropped like what?
Yeah, a lot.
Lawson's the man.
He is. If you
Oh, hey guys, everybody who's supposed to get a T-shirt from the John Dynamite promo thing, have all been shipped out as of a few days ago. So yeah, soon they're in the mail.
Hopefully,
checks in the mail, motherfucker.
Hopefully, we got your addresses right. If not,
Yeah, look, if I
it's
ask
on
for your
you.
fucking address,
It's your fault.
If I ask for your address, especially if you live in a different country, format that motherfucker just like it's supposed to be on an envelope, or I'm gonna fuck it up.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
So there you go. So like we said, submit your questions on our Facebook page, WNS Podcast, our YouTube page, WNS Video. Check us out on WrestlingNewsSource.com and WrestlingNewsSource.com on Facebook. You can also subscribe to our show on iTunes if it ever updates by searching Wrestling News Source Podcast.
Check us out on the Twitter at WNS Podcast for the main site, WN Source.
Follow Tyler at Tyler_Abear. Follow Daniel at WNS_Daniel. We're also on Stitcher. And yeah, do that shit, yo.
So there you go. For the podcast crew, I am Daniel Herron.
I'm Tyler Abear.
I'm Doug.
And we'll catch you all next week.
All your base are belong to us.